Hello students. Today we are going to start with a new chapter or new unit. This unit is magnetic effect of current. So far we have studied about the current. Rate of flow of charge is current and study of charge in motion is current electricity. Study of charge at rest is electrostatics. So today's topic is the magnetic effect of current. Current produced the magnetic effect. It was first of all observed by a scientist, Oersted, and Oersted observed that if current is flowing in a wire, it produces the magnetic field around it, which can be detected with the help of magnetic needle. So, in order, here we will evaluate the magnetic field due to current carrying conductor. So, important point is when charge is at rest, then magnetic field is not produced. But when charge is in motion, current is produced and net charge on the conductor remains same. Net charge during the flow of charge, when current is flowing in a conductor, net charge is 0. Net charge is 0, but there is flow of electrons in a particular direction, which constitute electric current. So, the current magnetic field produced by the current is calculated with the help of a law. This law was given by two scientists, Biot and Sieverts. Therefore, this law is known as Biot-Sieverts law. According to this law, magnetic field produced by a current element about the conductor depends upon number 1, strength of current flowing, that is, this is the current element, therefore there will be the small magnetic field produced. This magnetic field depends upon strength of current element, length of the current element, and sign of angle between the point and the current element, and this is angle between the R and this length dl. This angle is between R and dl and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. Combining all these, we have dB proportional to I dl sine theta upon R square. If we remove the proportionality, then dB equals to k times I dl sine theta upon R square. Here we use the concept of absolute permittivity of free space. In electric field, we made the use of epsilon naught. Here k is mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sine theta upon R square. So, when we will read the magnetic field due to a straight conductor, due to a circular conductor carrying current, or on the axis of a circular coil carrying current, we will make the use of this law. So this is one of the important law of magnetism, with the help of which we can calculate the magnetic field produced by current carrying conductor. So this is simple law given by the two scientists, Biot and Sievert, used to find out the magnetic field produced by the current. So first application of this Biot-Sievert law is magnetic field at the center of a circular coil. Magnetic field at the center of circular coil carrying current. There is a circular coil in which current is flowing. So like this, here is a circular coil having radius A or R. So here radius of this coil is A. Current element is lying somewhere here or here. We can take it anywhere. So angle between the distance, that is R, from perpendicular distance from the point. It is the perpendicular distance from the point where we have to find out the magnetic field. So magnetic field at the center of a circular coil, this angle is 90 degree, which the current element makes with the center, and we have to make the use of this angle which is between the current element and the perpendicular distance from the point. So we have, according to Biot-Savart law, dV equals to mu naught I ds sin theta upon 4 pi r square. Directly we will make the use of this law, according to which dV is mu naught I ds sin theta upon 4 pi r square, and here theta is 90, therefore sin 90 is 1, and we have dV equals to mu naught I dl upon 4 pi r square. Total magnetic field therefore will be dV integration B equals to mu naught I, dl is here 2 pi r. dl जब सर्कुलर कॉइल के ऊपर या सर्कुलर शेप के ऊपर कंसीडर किया जाता है तो टोटल लेंथ ऑफ द सर्कमफ्रेंस इज 2 pi r. When it is on some straight line, then total length of the line is the integration of dl upon 4 pi r square, and therefore here we have 2 pi cancel, r square cancel, mu naught I upon 2r. Therefore magnetic field at the center of circular coil is mu naught I by 2r, mu naught I upon 2r. The final result, magnetic field at the center is mu naught I upon 2r. So if we have to calculate the total magnetic field at the point on the center of a circular coil, we will make use of this formula mu naught I upon 2r. Therefore, suppose if we have to calculate the magnetic field due to arc like this, then again if this angle is theta, then we can calculate when it's a total circle of radius r, then magnetic field is mu naught I upon 2r, and angle at the center at the time is 2 pi. Therefore, for this arc we have magnetic field is 2 mu naught I upon 2r when theta is 2 pi. When angle is theta, it will be mu naught I upon theta upon 2 pi, mu naught I by 2r into theta by 2 pi, or we can write it as, for the arc magnetic field will be B equals to mu naught I upon 4 pi r into theta. Here theta, if it is in degree, then we have to find out its radian measure. Suppose angle is 30, then we have 30 into pi by 180, or it will be pi by 6. So theta has to be in radian measure because SI unit of angle is, plane angle is radian, and that of solid angle is stereo. Therefore, here important point is the direction. Suppose we have to find out the magnetic field at this point P by using, if current is I, then direction at this point is given by right hand rule. According to the right hand rule, if we move our fingers in the direction of current, then thumb of the right hand gives the direction of magnetic field. If current in this coil, in this arc is like this, then we have magnetic field at this point directing outward. So if magnetic field is, if current is flowing in a rectangle like this, then from this current at this point, distance is this, because we have to consider the perpendicular distance. If breadth of this rectangle is b, then this distance will be b upon 2 pi, or this distance will be, if length is l, this distance will be l by 2. For calculation, we'll make the use of these two, because from the point we have to need the perpendicular distance. If from this current here we have to find out the magnetic field, then if current element is here, then we have to consider this distance, which is perpendicular distance from the current carrying conductor. So in order to find out the magnetic field at any point, direction of magnetic field, we will make the use of right hand rule. Similarly, if there is two conductors or two arc, current is in the same direction, then from this current at this point, magnetic field will be directing inward to the plane of board, and if for this conductor current is flowing opposite to the direction of this current, magnetic field will be outward. Therefore, net magnetic field will be B vector equals to B1 minus B2. So we have to follow the rules and we have to consider the direction if current is flowing in by or conductor carrying current. Similarly, we can find out the magnetic field due to the large number of arcs. Suppose one is this, one is this, another one is like this. If angle is known, then for this conductor, magnetic field will be directing inward. For this conductor, magnetic field is directing outward. It means B1 minus B2. Again for this conductor inward plus B3. In this way, if two vectors are in opposite direction, the resultant is given by subtraction. Second application of the Biot-Savart law is magnetic field due to a straight conductor carrying current. So this is a straight conductor in finite length. Then we assume here it's a small current element dl. Point P is lying here. This distance is supposed to be r, and angle is taken between the dl and r. This angle is theta, and this perpendicular distance we assume it as a. Along the length, this is taken to be L. We assume this angle as phi. Then again we have to write down some lines, like for circular coil we will write down, consider a circular coil of radius a in which current I is flowing. Here in the same way, there is a straight conductor in which current I is flowing. Then according to Biot-Savart law, dV equals to mu naught IDL sin theta upon 4 pi r square. So here again we will have to make some calculation, like we will put this theta in terms of phi, because this is the straight line distance, straight perpendicular distance from the current at point P. Then first of all we will calculate from here. Theta plus phi equals to 90. Therefore theta equals to 90 minus phi, and hence sine of theta is sine of 90 minus phi, which is equal to cos phi. So we will replace sine theta by cos phi. Second case is r. R by a from here is secant phi. Therefore r equals to a secant phi, and also we have to calculate the dl, because current is same along this line. In conductor current is same, mu naught by 4 pi is constant. We need the three things: sin theta, dl and r square. So here we have evaluated the r in terms of a and phi. Now we have to evaluate dl in terms of a. Here again L by a. L by a is tangent of phi. Therefore L equals to a tangent phi, and hence dl equals to a secant square phi b phi. And therefore combining all these by putting the value in this expression, we have dV equals to I dl sin theta upon 4 pi r square implies dV equals to mu naught I dl is a secant square phi d phi. Mu naught I a secant square phi d phi sin theta is cos phi upon 4 pi. R is a secant phi, therefore r square is a secant square phi. Cancel, then secant square phi cancel, and we left with here dV equals to mu naught I a cos phi d phi upon 4 pi a. Therefore, total magnetic field is integration V equals to mu naught I a. Here is a square and mu naught I by 4 pi as common. A constant. Here is cos phi d phi. Now, limit of integration is from minus phi 2 plus phi. Minus phi 1 to phi 2 we can take. Therefore, from here for infinitely straight conductor, we will find out a special case. V equals to mu naught I by 4 pi a. Integration of cos phi is sin phi minus phi 1 to my phi 2. Upper limit and lower limit. If we put the value of upper limit and lower limit, then V equals to mu naught I by 4 pi a into sin phi 2 minus sin of minus phi 1. Sin of minus theta is minus sin theta. Mu naught I by 4 pi a into sin of phi 2 plus sin of phi 1. This is expression. So here one angle we have to take in anti-clockwise direction and one we have to take in clockwise direction. So if we evaluate, if we do some numerical on the basis of this expression, so one of the angle will be taken clockwise direction, another will be in anti-clockwise direction. So we will take some examples in the next lecture of these two. And then here, if conductor is infinitely straight, then we have to take the limit minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, or therefore we have B for infinitely straight conductor, we have B equals to mu naught 2I by 4 pi r, because sin of pi by 2 plus sin of pi by 2, sin of pi by 2 is 1, therefore mu naught I by 2 pi r is the result for infinitely straight conductor. So suppose if in a overhead power line current is flowing, about 30 ampere is current is flowing, then magnetic field below 2 meter we have V equals to mu naught 2I by 4 pi r, and hence V equals to mu naught 2 into 30 ampere upon 4 pi into distance is 2 meter. Mu naught I by 4 pi here is 10 raised power minus 7. इसलिए जब ये हम न्यूमेरिकल्स को करेंगे तो do not write down the value of 4 pi, because combined value of mu naught by 4 pi is 10 raised power minus 7, and therefore from here we have B equals to 10 raised power minus 7 into 60 by 2, or 30 into 10 raised power minus 7 Tesla. SI of magnetic field is Tesla. So this is one of the simple application. अब कोई वायर है ऊपर जा रही है, उसमें इतना किसी वायर में अगर हमको करंट गिवन है स्ट्रेट लाइन में इनफाइनाइटली स्ट्रेट है, we will make the use of this formula, directly we will put down the values. But एक बात का हमको ध्यान रखना है, here R is perpendicular distance from the conductor. कंडक्टर्स का ये से ये वहां तक का परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस होगा, वो r वाला हम इसे रिप्लेस कर देंगे, वो उसमें नहीं रहेगा. So these are the two application and some numericals. One more application of Weierstrass law is magnetic field on the axis of a circular coil. On the axis, here in first case we have find out the magnetic field at the center. Here is magnetic field on the axis of circular coil carrying current. Circular coil में current flow कर रहा है, तो suppose circular coil is like this, in which current is flowing. Then from the symmetry of this diagram, magnetic field, here is the point on its axis, point P is here, then there will be the magnetic field. We can consider the current element here. Similarly, due to the symmetry, here will be the current element. If we consider the current element here, then from here will be also the current element. So symmetrically, magnetic field due to current element will cancel. So if dl is small magnetic field, dv dash is small magnetic field from here, then if we apply the law, then magnetic field will be directing in this direction. From this point it will be in this direction. So here is dv, here is dv dash, and again if this angle is theta or phi, then here is component of dv cos phi in this direction, dv dash cos phi in this direction, and dv sin phi in this direction, dv dash sin phi in this direction. So similarly we have to do an article in electric case of electric field, that is electric field on the axis of a circular coil carrying current. So here is similar, but there is difference in the direction. Here if it is a charged ring, electric field are directly outward from this point and directly outward from this point, but it is almost perpendicular. This angle is phi. Then again we make the use of Weierstrass law, according to which dv or dv dash here is mu naught I dl sin theta upon 4 pi r square. Similarly is dv dash, same. Here distance is this. If radius of the circular coil is a and this distance is r, then distance is x square plus a square, or this distance is x. Therefore we have x square plus a square, x square plus a square. Therefore dv dash is same as that of dv.